Grow, Cook, Eat. Proudly sponsored by Board Bia.
Tonight, for the first time ever, we're doing a fruit on Grow, Cook, Eat, and it's strawberries.
So Karen, did I ever tell you that in 1984 I was the under 12 Division 14B singles tennis champion?
No, but I like what you're doing. You're making the tenuous link between you, tennis, Wimbledon, strawberries and cream. So it's finally April and it's time for us to plant the very first fruit of Grow, Cook, Eat.
Yes, against my better judgment, Karen, you've convinced me to grow fruit. But I am now fully on board, fully subscribed.
Yes, he is.
Great idea.
And guess what? There's no seeds, there's no module trays, there's no faffing.
No faffing.
Let's go get the plants.
All right.
And simply get your plants in a garden centre.
Sit down there now, we'll have an old chat.
Okay, well, what did we get?
Well, yeah, so we got 3 different types, and the reason you get 3 types is to try and prolong the season for as long as you can. So we have an early summer, an early fruiting variety, which is called Cambridge Favourite. Then we've got the classic Irish strawberry, which is called El Santa, which is in the kind of mid-summer. And then the late one, which is definitely this little small one, which is called Symphony. Okay, so we're going to do 3 rows. First one over there, which will be the early, we hope. Second one there in the middle, which is the mid-season one, and the third one would be the late one in the last row.
Sounds like a plan.
We're hoping for lots of fruit, so you need a high potassium, high phosphate feed. So seaweed dust, the old reliable.
So not nitrogen.
We're going to put a little bit of nitrogen, but if you put too much of the poultry manure pellets, which are very high in nitrogen, you're going to end up with all plant and no fruit. So just a small amount of this, but we're going a bit heavier on the seaweed for that reason. Strawberries don't like having their feet wet, so they don't like any kind of, their roots sitting in wet soil.
Okay.
So what we do is we make little kind of mounds for the strawberry plants to sit into.
Oh, is that so the water can drain down?
Yeah,
again?
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Again, with strawberries, the rows are about sort of 40 to 50 centimetres apart. Lovely, healthy little plant. Roots are well established there, so we're just literally in the middle of this. We're going to make a little bit of a hole and firm that in. So it's just sitting up out of the main part of the soil, which means it's going to stay nice and dry.
So we just need to label them, which will be interesting.
Yeah, so I know mine is Symphony, so good luck with your...
It's your fault. Do you know what? Mother Nature will let us know in a couple of weeks' time anyway. So let's say mid with the El Santa and Cambridge.
Yeah, good guess, I think.
Is that it?
No, we're going to put a little bit of fleece down. So we're still getting some frosty nights forecast for this week. And these ones I'd be kind of a little bit worried about. They're very tiny. Yeah. Frost might give them a setback, so we're just going to put this fleece over with them just for a week or so.
I am so delighted to be growing strawberries in Container Corner. Not only are they relatively easy and absolutely delicious, but they are one of the fruits that take up very little space, and you can grow them in a hanging basket, so you can make the most of your vertical space. We're not going to do the mounding up because there isn't that amount of space in the hanging basket, but it's literally easily to ease them out. So I'm going to just put 2 into this one. Michael Kelly would be so proud. I'm resisting the urge to put in all 3. Okay, so that's those heroes sorted. Now, 1 done, 1 to go. Okay, here we go. Let's get the last 2 in. There you go, that took all of 5 minutes. So all being well, I'm going to have loads of delicious strawberries to have in Container Corner this summer.
Well, I'm not 100% happy with the old strawberries. They haven't really established a good root system yet, and that means they're not able to suck up the nutrition that's in the soil.
Okay.
They're a little bit weak looking.
But no doubt you're going to swoop in here in your hero cape with a solution.
Yes, so what we need to do is give them a liquid feed, which is like just getting direct to the source. Even the foliage, the leaves themselves can absorb some of the nutrients through the leaves.
Oh, deadly. So the solution actually is a solution.
Yeah, I guess it is. I get what you mean now. Sorry, I didn't know where you were going with that for a second. So all we're going to do is we have a watering can full of water.
Yeah.
And then we have this lovely black treacly liquid, which is a seaweed, a really concentrated liquid seaweed feed. So it's effectively, typically a cap full of the seaweed liquid with a full watering can.
Okay, so just chuck it straight in.
So we're going to water the leaves themselves.
Okay.
And we're going to do this every couple of weeks until these bounce back a bit.
Right, so
every 2 weeks.
forensic watering.
Well, not quite forensic, but onto the leaves themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
So, check these heroes out. They are doing incredibly well, despite the weather. I even have my first strawberry. Clearly a fair bit of ripening to be done, clearly more sunshine needed. So all I need to do right now is to give it a feed. I have some organic liquid fertilizer that I've diluted down according to instructions. Give or take. So I'm just going to give them a really good soak, pop them back up, and wait for the sun to shine. Okay, done. Back up they go. And that's it. Come on, Mr. Sunshine, I need you for my strawberries and cream.
I'm off to North Dublin to visit Michael Hoey from Country Crest, who's had to adapt, innovate and expand the family business to compete in today's food production market.
Country Crest is very much a family business. And I suppose things progressed when supermarkets became more popular. And really it became a volume business because you had to grow a volume in order to pay for the equipment that was needed. It's tough being a grower, but when you grow up in this business, you really don't know anything else. You're dealing with bad weather cycles, you're looking at droughts through the summertime and having to grow crops that look more and more perfect every year around these conditions. Of course it's challenging, but I enjoy doing what we do. The complete mystery of how a seed turns into a fantastic vegetable at the end of the growing season still fascinates me. The reason for the farm shop is very much that it gives us an interface with the consumer out there.
And that's why the farm shop is so important. Not only does the shop sell vegetables and meats from Michael's farm, it also sells produce from many other local and artisan producers and growers. The reaction to this shop has been phenomenal.
It's overwhelming, the reaction. I mean, from mothers coming in saying that their kids wouldn't eat fruit and veg before, and all of a sudden we have this huge big range, so it could be just different colours or like that, and you know, it's just working. The big thing is buying local.
Okay.
People are really into buying local and Irish at the moment.
Sustainability is another thing that is really important to customers, and Country Crest are working hard on that as well.
One of our main commitments, I suppose, is on the energy side.
Okay.
So we have a turbine on site. On an annual scale, that produces about 50% of our power that we use in Country Crest.
Okay.
Waste is another big one. So we're
Yeah.
working very closely with our packaging suppliers on how that we are packing our produce, how we can move towards compostable and more sustainable packaging for our produce going forward. One of our main goals for 2020 is that we become a zero food waste business.
Okay.
We create a certain amount of food waste in the business, but our goals through composting and through better management will see is that we will declare ourselves as a zero food waste business.
The thing that strikes me every single time we come and meet vegetable growers is the challenges that they face and the pressures that they face. So if you think about it, they've got pressure on price all the time.
They've got the challenge of imports flooding the market, and they've also got the vagaries of the Irish weather. And as consumers, we have to respond for that. If we want to continue to have this local, seasonal, amazing Irish produce on our plates, we've got to vote with our wallets.
Grow, Cook, Eat, proudly sponsored by Board Bia. Grow, Cook, Eat, proudly sponsored by Board Bia.
These are looking very, very well for the first year of growth.
Yeah.
Way more strawberries than I would have expected.
Is there?
Have you been feeding them like a mad thing?
Not really. Like, we've been feeding them every 2 weeks, just a general purpose kind of organic feed.
I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that you protect strawberries from getting wet and therefore rotting by putting a layer of straw underneath them.
Yeah, you're right in that if it's leaning on the ground, they're inclined to rot. So even just to put something underneath it, like a stone. This is my other special prop, the S2000. So just stick that in underneath there.
Stealth stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
No expense spared here on Grow, Cook, Eat, Karen.
What about these lovely heroes here?
Yeah, so this is deadly, I think, with strawberries. So they send out, what's called a runner.
Yep.
And this is the beginnings of a new strawberry plant. So what it's trying to do is find the soil to sort of set root in the soil and turn into a new strawberry plant. So what we're going to do is try and catch them. So all that we do is we get a little pot of compost. This is just a regular potting compost. Put it down in the soil and we just sit that there on top.
Okay.
We peg it in and we just have a little peg just to put over the top to stop it sort of moving. And then we just wait for it to take root. It'll take a couple of weeks. And when that happens, then we'll just snip that off and you've got a brand new strawberry plant.
That's brilliant.
And then it's just like have the bowl of ice cream at the ready, waiting for these luscious strawberries.
I will be here for that.
All right.
I'm in Wexford, a county that we usually associate with strawberries, but also potatoes. But I'm also going to talk to the producers who are redefining waste and who are taking the potato to create a second exceptional product.
My father grew potatoes in the 60s. They were mostly picked by hand. They were brought into the local town and sold door to door. We moved on from there. We increased our acreage. We increased our equipment, the capacity of it as we went. Our output at the moment, I think, is about 5,500 tonnes per annum.
30 years ago, there was no way that John Stafford thought that as a commercial potato grower, his product was going to end up as the key ingredient for a world-first, award-winning Irish potato-based gin. Why did he have to diversify? Because somewhere along the line, somebody somewhere decided that a potato that looked like this wasn't good enough to sell. But what it was perfect for something else. Gin. What's the difference between a potato-based gin and a grain-based gin?
Grain obviously being a cheaper product to work with. It's an easier product to work with as well to extract any sugars that are in the grain to turn it into alcohol. That's essentially what you need to do to make any alcohol. You need sugars. So with potatoes, we're extracting the starch. So if anybody's ever boiling a pot of potatoes at home, normally when it comes to the boiling point, you'll have that white creaminess top on the top of the pot. That is the starch, and then we need to extract that starch and then turn it into sugars, and then the sugars then turn into alcohol. So it's all through a fermentation process. Seven years ago, there was only 1 or 2 Irish gins, and now there's over 50. And that is down to people really getting behind the brand, and whether it be gin or whether it be vodka or whiskey, and they understand that the face behind that brand is someone that they could meet down the street, not one of these big corporate companies who are moving a lot of product all across the world.
And we should support our local growers and producers who have come up with new and novel ways to divert products that don't meet supermarket criteria from ending up as waste.
Karen,
It's Mick. Pick up your phone. Strawberries are ready. Okay, Karen, you're not here. In 5 minutes, I'm going to harvest them. Karen! I can't believe she is not here for this bit after all our hard work. And she's nowhere to be found. So the thing about strawberries is almost more than any of the fruit and veg that you grow is when they are ready, and they will wait for absolutely nobody or nothing, including Karen O'Donoghue. And look at the colours on these. They are absolutely gorgeous. The kind of the vibrance of the colour in that, look at that. It's just incredible looking. And in your first year, which is what this is, your crop is kind of decent, but the good news is it's going to be even better next summer. Which is something to look forward to indeed. But even in this year, we've done really well, and because we've kind of put stones under some of them as well, we've kept them up off the soil so that they're nice and they're coming in contact to the soil or rotting or anything like that. And I think I'm just going to start picking these now and get them into a bowl for myself. I think that's nearly it. There wasn't really anything on this. Oh, wait now. Oh my goodness, look at the size of this one. This is hiding in the corner here, and it was the best one of all. And Karen, if you were here, I would have given you this one, but you're not. So, hard luck.
Are you serious? We have to go and do the strawberries?
I am, Karen.
But like we harvested them. Like, are we not
they
done?
They need lots of TLC afterwards. This is like a 3-year project you have to put the time into.
Okay, note to
You
self.
didn't do that last time?
No.
Now, I still haven't harvested my strawberries, but that's probably because I only have 2 to harvest. So all I can do is prep that plant for next summer by cutting back the leaves to their bare minimum to help with overwintering.
It is time to be brutal. I am not the softie that everybody thinks I am. Watch this. And gone. Okay, one last thing. Last bit of feed. And done.
So that's me all set for next summer. What about our main crop?
What do we need to do?
We're going to cut the plants right back
Okay.
and just have the very bare minimum amount of foliage on them. And then the second thing we're going to do is all the runners. So you remember we tried to catch a couple of the runners into pots to give us more plants for next year, which is great. Two out of 3 ain't bad, Karen, I always say. Okay, so 2 things. So we have to cut it from the mother plant, and we have to cut off this second runner as well,
Okay.
yeah? So we're going to cut that off.
Who's the baby sister?
Don't be afraid. And then we're going to cut this from the original plant back here, yeah?
So you're going to tell me now we have to start sacrificing
Yeah.
all the ones that rooted in the bed?
Exactly, yeah. Basically what we're going to do is just take some of the kind of healthy foliage, right? So we've got that much, should be enough. And we're going to cut everything else off.
So we're giving this dude a hardcore number 1 haircut.
Really hardcore haircut.
Okay.
And once that's done, it's a bit of a feed. And they're also ready for the winter.
That was so therapeutic, wasn't it?
Oh my God.
The brutality of it, I loved it.
For you, maybe. I found that a little
Look
bit
how
tricky.
neat and clean it is now.
The brutality of growing still gets me, but the strawberries have done their job. So now it's time for Katie to do her thing, and she's making strawberries with meringues and coconut cream. Delicious.
This is a tin of chickpeas, and on the top of your chickpeas, you've got some liquid up here, which is called aquafaba. So it's really rich in protein, and we're going to use that instead of some egg whites in our meringues today. So I'm just going to pour it into my sieve, and then I'm going to reserve these chickpeas for something later, salad, some hummus. I'm just going to start by whisking the whites. And I'm going to put a little bit of my sugar in at this stage. I'll probably do it in about 3 batches. I'm just going to put a little bit of vinegar in, and I'm going to keep whisking. And I'm just going to put in my corn flour. That's great. and back on for the final bit. So that looks really good. I'll just check that it stiff peaks. Yep, nothing moving anywhere. Brilliant. And I'm just going to spoon this onto my trays. Okay, so just checking that they're roughly even enough. And so the meringues are going to go into the oven, which is heated to 110 degrees for about an hour and 40 minutes. Those ones are going to take a little while, so these are a few that I made a bit earlier. So I'm going to work with my strawberries, and I'm just going to cut them into quarters. So I'm going to put these strawberries in the bowl, and I'm actually going to add a little bit of basil. So basil isn't something that people always think of going with sweet things, but I really love the combination of basil with fruit. I think it's such an underrated herb in this kind of a preparation. I'm going to put them to the side. And then I've got some coconut cream, which I've had in the fridge for about 24 hours. So the reason why we've put it in the fridge is that we want the hard solids and the soft solids to separate. And so what we should end up with is the coconut cream at the top here and the liquid at the bottom. So we're going to really carefully with a spoon just take off the top bit. So to get this nice and creamy, I'm going to use my whisk. So I'm going to add a little bit of maple syrup in here. So these meringues, once they're totally cooked, should come off the paper really easily. And we can just crush them up like this. I'm going to start by putting a bit of meringue into the bottom of the glasses. I'm going to spoon over some coconut and some strawberries. So I'm going to do one last layer of everything. A couple of simple ingredients and there's really fresh strawberries and you've got a really nice little dessert.
It's delicious. I can taste the coconuts.
Yeah.
Can you, Karen?
I'm too busy just munching away whilst you're chatting about ingredients and things. Talk on, go on.
It's delicious.
And how did you find the strawberries growing this year?
You know, we're not going to be supplying Wimbledon anytime soon from Container Corner, but actually it was enough for year one.
If you were to measure the success of her growing in terms of actual strawberries produced, I think we'd have to say it was a complete failure. So, like, in fairness, the ones in the raised beds weren't absolutely super abundant either, but like what we did get was just, I mean, the colours, the flavours, it's absolutely delicious.
Even you get 5 deliciousness.
Exactly, yeah.
Better than
Isn't
nothing.
it worth it?
Yeah, anyway, still eating. Keep talking.
While we tuck in, why not log on to growcookie.ie for all the info you need to get growing in your garden.
See you next time back in Grow HQ when we'll be growing celery and celeriac.
What can only be described as the pug of the vegetable world.
And both Mick and I will be out and about finding more interesting and unique food stories from around the country. See you then.
Grow, Cook, Eat. Proudly sponsored by Board Bia.